Dream Academy contestant Emily to debut in a new group? But why are Katseye fans mad? Sophia Mistreatment, Chaewon and her dog, and so much more in today's episode of Totally Legit K-pop News with me, Angelina. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. And without further ado, let's get into today's news. So show of hands, how many of you guys have followed Dream Academy or even watched Pop Star Academy on Netflix? Essentially, HYBExGEFFEN are debuting a new girl group, a new global girl group, and they revealed their first member, who is Emily. Emily was a huge part of Dream Academy and even Pop Star Academy. I mean, she made it to the final episode. So a lot of people are really excited about this announcement. Prelude, the final piece, member reveal number 1, Emily Calavos. So some people are a little confused on what this means exactly. Is she going to be a contestant on a survival show? Is this a survival show? A lot of people are pointing to the fact that it says member revealed. So it seems she is a confirmed member already, and that the final piece would be to find the final member. We don't have a lot of details confirmed about what this is going to look like, but I do know that a lot of people are confused, like, what does this actually mean? Because it doesn't say contestant revealed or trainee revealed. I mean, for her sake, I really do hope that it's like confirmed. Can you imagine going through a survival show and then going through another survival show? I feel like that is so risky, especially if you don't make it again. Which, on that note, has led to a lot of people wonder who else from Dream Academy is going to be in this lineup, and there are a ton of theories. Now, Adela has since gone solo, so the probability of her joining a group, especially when she just released this merch, doesn't work well in groups, would be very interesting. Though, you know, I'm not going to rule out that plot twist as of yet, but there's really people digging into these girls' lives, being like, okay, who has and hasn't posted? Because it seems that Emily hasn't posted in a while, so like, who else hasn't posted in a while? And people are saying maybe Ezrella will be joining in some sketchy studio dancing to new HYBE group after not posting for ages. Hashtag HYBE, yeah, I got your tea. A lot of people also thinking Samara might be joining, Marquise. A lot of people mentioning Lexi, though. If you watched Pop Star Academy, I don't think it would be likely if she still feels the same way about idol life. But overall, it's a really exciting announcement, right? No. Some fans are actually really angry at HYBExGEFFEN for debuting another group so soon after Katseye debuted, even though Katseye has been a group for like a year or two, I think, by this point. Correct me in the comments how long they've been a group. I've never seen a company that cannot let a survival show go. This is pathetic. Marquise, please be next. The Cats literally debuted last year. Why are they already launching a new group? The icons hating on Emily are disgusting. She has been nothing but sweet and supportive to the Cat members. Y'all are literally bullying her, and for what? You should be ashamed of yourselves. So I will say a lot of fans are so happy. Of course, if you followed the girls through the entirety of Dream Academy and then watched all episodes of the documentary on Netflix, there's definitely this sentiment, and maybe it's just me, you can let me know how you feel, just this sentiment that you're like, I wish everyone could have debuted. I wish like all 20 of them could have debuted. Why can't we make like 4 groups out of all 20 members? So there's definitely a lot of support, don't get me wrong, but there also are a lot of people who are like, I can't believe HYBExGEFFEN would do this. What do you mean? Make money? Like, are you living in a fantasy world where these companies' bottom line isn't to make money? Because like, I'd like to go where you are. But, you know, people being surprised that a company would want to do what companies do and make money and profit off of the investments that they put into people. Like, I can't sit here and say that I'm shocked. I'm going to be honest with you. Why are you forming a new group when Katseye is barely a year old? So Katseye are guinea pigs to usher in more groups? Let's move on. There's definitely some backlash towards this, saying, you know, this is Katseye Nachos, saying it's definitely too soon for HYBE to be doing this. And then a lot of people are like, okay, let's bring it in. You know, this is how the entertainment industry works. So it's definitely been very interesting to see all the responses to this, all the anticipation. Who might be joining this lineup? Is anyone from Dream Academy, aside from Emily, even going to be joining this lineup? So I would love to know your predictions in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. What is going on with Sophia from Katseye? It seems that a lot of fans are actually calling out HYBExGEFFEN again, or this was actually before the Emily thing, whatever. Fans are calling out HYBExGEFFEN for allegedly mistreating Sophia. So there are threads about this, there are hashtags about this, so let's look into it. This tweet shares, Sophia has been undoubtedly left behind ever since this era ended. She's always in the back, and more often than not, HYBExGEFFEN exclude her from content. I don't expect much from that company, but the fact that icons call Sonny's dramatic anytime we point this out is really nasty, to be honest. So let's see why some people think this. This thread has 2.4 million views. The unfair treatment of Katseye members from Manon with Yeonjun and mostly Sophia. Number 1 line distribution. This era, Sophia and Yeonjun had the least lines, while the other members consistently get good parts. These are their only lines in a 3-minute song. So Gabriella for Sophia, ooh, you could have anyone else you wanted to, I'm begging you. Really? Is that for Yeonjun in Mean Girls? She says, even the mean girls, and yes, God bless even the mean girls. Okay, I see what they mean. Like, this line is said twice, this line is said 4 times. Sophia is being underused as part of the main vocalist. An article written by Genius, you can read more here. EP's biggest flaw is its underuse of Sophia, despite being one of the strongest vocalists in the group. She's more often than not relegated to a brief section of the chorus, rather than being given her own verses. Styling sabotage. This one is a controversial one, I think, from fans themselves. Are like, okay, we get that she's mistreated, but for God's sakes, don't talk about the outfits. Sophia's outfits this era are clearly below standard compared to the others. Icons can see the difference. It feels intentional, like her image is being nerfed. So here, who's dressing Sophia? I swear the stylist hates Sophia. Is the dress that bad? Wait, but that's innovative. Okay, I can see why this is contentious. Unequal promotions and screen time. Both Yeonjun and Sophia consistently get least screen time in ads like Glossier and Gap. No camera time for Sophia and Yeonjun. Not seeing Sophia, who's widely known for her lip gloss, LMAO, a loss. No protection from hate. Exclusion from official content. Just like Manon was excluded from the HYBE article and Monster High reaction, Sophia wasn't included in the Dream Academy visualizer reaction too, even though she's ranked number 1. This is a pattern. So with all of this, there are people, you know, trying to trend hashtags and even giving templates to, you know, send to HYBExGEFFEN. We have Katseye News tweeting, HYBExGEFFEN protect Sophia. So they basically say that all members deserve fair promotion and screen time, that even people who aren't fans of the group are noticing Sophia being sidelined. And they also bring up the hate that all the members are receiving and how the company needs to do better. But of course, let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think this is just another case of fans being a little too sensitive, wanting everything to be 100% when that's not always feasible? Or do you really think Sophia is being mistreated? Did Sunghoon of Enhypen plagiarize TXT's Yeonjun? Basically, Sunghoon is releasing this keyring as part of this artist-made merch, and some fans have been saying it looks awfully similar to Yeonjun's figure during his gum promotions. Now, we did get the chance to see some behind the scenes of Sunghoon creating this merch, but even at that, some people are saying you can actually see Yeonjun's figure in the background of some of these clips. So this has led to a lot of backlash, a lot of discussion. So some people are saying that because HYBE is basically the home of both Big Hit and Belief, that it makes sense. Like, it's totally okay. Of course, they would have, you know, similar merch. Some people are actually saying that the artist isn't even the same. So there's a kind of morally, ethically gray area here. I made a short about this, so let's read some of your comments. Y'all better not put the blame on Sunghoon and Enhypen when it's these greedy companies doing all of this. HYBE clearly saw how popular gum keychain was and made another one for Sunghoon so it sells better and to draw negative attention to Enha and Sunghoon. Poor Sunghoon always surrounded with controversy, so nothing is original. I'm sure someone did it before them. Seems a little strange to me to call it plagiarism when it's the same company releasing the merch, unless they are claiming an outside artist did the work. I did not purchase a Yeonjun keychain, but from what I read, people could only store it as a collector item because it was very fragile and kept falling off a bag, so hopefully Sunghoon's better produced. This is more laziness and greed than anything. Typical HYBE, just rinse and repeating the same concept since they can't really plagiarize themselves, LMAO. Personally, I think Yeonjun's keyring was only an inspiration for how it would look like, as most often is, but he drew the face and designed the clothes. So what do you think of this situation? Do you think it's really a nothing burger? Like, they're obviously from the same company, so it's really not all that fishy. Or do you think HYBE should have made an effort to do something different, more different? Still on that note of Enhypen, however, it seems that member Nikki got a tattoo and some fans are disgusted by it. Granted, there's a lot of fans who are just like, oh my god, new tattoo, so exciting. But some think that the meaning is a little weird, or the alleged meaning, because of course we don't know. So people caught pictures of his stomach and we can see it looks like lips. It's not super clear, but it looks like lips. Stop. The heck? So someone basically wrote, a broad a kiss mark tattoo usually means it's from a woman. Sometimes it's done to mimic a partner's lips. And someone was like, oh my god, ew. So that's basically where the backlash is coming from, that it could be a tattoo meant to mimic somebody's lips, a woman's lips. At this point, it's where Nikki basically pulling a prank on us, like, how much chaos can I cause to piss engines off? He's effing nailed it, damn. This response is definitely interesting to me because they're saying, Guys, Nikki doesn't know anything about that. He didn't even finish high school. How would he know about those kind of foreign cultural meanings? Seems like he just got the tattoo without any special reason. Seeing people obsess over every little detail, seriously, what a waste of energy. It's funny how far some fans might go to, you know, protect an idol's image, but they'll like throw their idol under the bus at the same time. I digress. You let me know what you think of the tattoo. Can you imagine it's like not even a kid, like lips? It's like something else. Were fans too harsh on Katseye's Manon? Megan and Manon recently did a live stream where they shared how they were both sick and revealed even more information behind why Manon wasn't able to perform at one of their shows in Japan. Basically, they revealed that they were at the airport and Megan was just in line, and then she sees that somebody had collapsed on the floor. And then she realized that that person was actually Manon. So she goes, she's like, that's my friend. And Manon had to be taken away in a wheelchair. So if you remember, when it was announced that Manon wouldn't be performing at Summer Sonic in Tokyo, she was receiving a lot of support from fans, hoping that she would get better, but there was also a lot of criticism. People asking why she was missing so many things. Why is it always her? So on and so forth. So after they revealed this on their live stream, even showing photos and videos of Manon being wheeled away in a wheelchair, people were actually incredibly impressed that not even a couple days later, she was performing on stage with so much energy. Like this was her just a couple days later, giving it her all, having so much energy. So it brought up a huge discussion, especially after all the criticism she had received, saying we really need to stop judging idols so much. They could be like sick and passed out. And fans are just on the internet being like, oh, they're kind of lazy, aren't they? Here's what some fans think. It seems like she has a very weak immune system, and as much as it is annoying that she's always missing, it honestly brings me more joy that her health is being put as a priority. I think Manon probably has a lot of pre-existing health issues that the company hasn't been public about, which is their right, but it's probably the cause of multiple missed performances, and the lack of transparency most likely leads to the constant backlash. She seems to get sick very easily. I'm glad she's recovering. It might seem annoying to some people that she's very often missing from group activities, but I'm very glad that they are prioritizing her health. She's clearly very strong considering that she was able to flawlessly perform a couple days later. She does not deserve the hate for being sick. Like what? I think this is going to be more and more common in K-pop, and I think we need fans to be on board with it. Like, we don't want to bring back idols fainting on stage to the point where we can make entire compilations of it. You know what I mean? We definitely want it to be okay that sometimes idols have to not be there. The Sserafim Chaewon went viral for the affection that her dog was giving her, and it's brought up. Oh my god, the things that it's brought up is honestly interesting. Personally, I've never anticipated having people make threads of idols and their dogs giving each other extended amounts of affection, if you know what I mean. Now, we got to be careful because I originally posted a short about this and I included the video and YouTube was like, no. I didn't get a notification or anything, but I could clearly tell that the video was being suppressed, and then I changed it and censored it to hell and back, and it was fine. This is all you're getting. So she basically posted a video of her dog giving her affection, and it goes on for around 20 seconds. Now, mind you, this is not the first time she's released a video like this or received backlash for this very thing, but it's brought up a conversation on whether or not this is like appropriate. And like I mentioned again, in defense of Chaewon, people started making threads of like all the times idols have let their dogs, you know, lick their faces, specific parts of their faces. And I wasn't expecting that, I'm not gonna lie, but here's what some people think of the situation in general. Problematic? No. Should that clip have stayed on her camera roll? Yes. I love Chaewon, but that isn't normal. I don't think she had any bad intentions, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's pretty odd. I don't hate her for this, but that's disgusting. I love you, Chaewon, but not gonna lie, some dog people scare me. Like, what are you doing? I won't judge, but never would be me, not on my lips at least. You let me know your thoughts about that. Personally, that's not something I'm gonna let my dogs do. I'm really weird about things touching my face, but let me know your thoughts. So let's move on to Kpop Shenanigans, which are basically fun little things that have happened in K-pop recently and or quick news. People are accusing YouTube Music of shading twice because essentially Stray Kids had to come back with Karma, and then they announced a remix album. Now, some people in the comments, I made a short about this, they were saying it's not the comeback and remix album, but that they were releasing two remix albums. Regardless, Stray Kids released two separate things, and YouTube Music responded. At Stray Kids, #stays are about to eat twice in 1 week. You know, twice, 2 times, or twice the group. Some fans were so mad at YouTube Music, being like, it's so ridiculous that they would shade twice like that, and other people being like, it's literally like 2 times in 1 week, like twice is a word. And other people be like, well, why is twice in capital letters? That's clearly a group. They should have known. Maybe they did know, maybe they didn't know. A whole discussion about it. But you let me know, do you think YouTube Music was being shady? They have since deleted the tweet though. Wonyoung and Kai are going to be joining the show Companion Enlistment. Wonyoung and Kai will train together side by side, learning drills, eating in the mess hall, and even enduring basic physical challenges. Martin from Cordis has recently revealed that he's actually 6'3", so I'm wondering, is he the tallest idol we've ever seen? It seems that Sujin has cancelled her tour due to unforeseen circumstances. It's brought a lot of criticism towards the company because she hadn't even released any new music before the tour, and it seems it was the second time the tour was either cancelled or pushed back. And Megan from Katseye went viral for wearing this shirt again, which if you can't read says, "I put the gay in dyslexic." So yeah, I reckon that is basically it for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with friends you don't have. These are the lovely individuals who help support my channel on a monthly basis. It means the world to me. Thank you so much. And as for me, I'm gonna get going, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Some fans are actually really angry at HYBExGEFFEN for debuting another group so soon. I'm like, is that freaking Mawika talking to me right now through my laptop? What's going on? I heard a voice, I swear.